You know that feeling when you're the CFO minus one? You're next in line for the top job.
Yeah.
And you can see so clearly that finance today is basically a software problem. It's all about AI, Python, huge data sets.
But you're stuck.
You're stuck trying to execute that vision with like a support structure from 1990.
It's the Ferrari engine in a station wagon problem.
Yeah.
You've got all this power, but the chassis just can't handle it.
Exactly.
And that's really why we're diving into this presentation today, this CFO Technology Wingman. It has this radical idea for how to fix it.
And the idea isn't some huge digital transformation, it's something else.
It's to architect what the source calls an extended mind.
Which I know sounds a bit sci-fi, but the premise is actually about stripping things down, not building them up. The source argues that the usual ways a CFO tries to modernize are actually failing.
Right. The big consultants, the internal IT department, they're not working.
And not because they lack skill, but because the incentives are just wrong.
Take consultants. The source calls them the right tool for the wrong job. I love that framing.
Why the wrong job, though?
Because a consultant optimizes for completion. They finish the project, they drop the invoice, and they leave.
And all that institutional knowledge just walks right out the door with them. You get a slide deck, not a new skill.
Exactly. But building an AI advantage is about evolution. It's a process that never, ever stops. So, okay, you think, I'll use my internal team.
You go to the CIO, which seems logical. I mean, they own the tech stack.
It seems logical, but there's a fundamental conflict of interest. The CIO's whole job is stability, standardization, security.
Their job is to say no.
They have to say no safely, to protect the whole enterprise.
Right.
But a modern finance leader needs to take calculated risks. You need velocity, not just stability.
So you have one department slamming on the brakes while the other is trying to hit the gas?
Total gridlock. And if you try to borrow people from, say, the COO or HR's data team, you get what the source calls agenda pollution.
Everyone brings their own pet projects to the table.
And your really specific finance goals get watered down.
Okay, so that brings us to this technology wingman idea. Let's be really clear, though. We are not talking about a massive shadow IT department.
No, not at all. We were talking about maybe 1 to 3 people, max. A tiny elite unit.
And the key is the reporting structure.
They have to report directly to the finance leader. No dotted lines to IT, no steering committees, no approval chains.
That ratio alone is shocking. I mean, we're all conditioned to think that scale is an asset, a big problem, big team.
And the source flips that on its head. It has this new equation for 2024 and beyond. It says scale is now a liability.
A liability? How?
Large teams create communication overhead. They call it governance theater. But a team of 3, empowered by AI, they share one brain. They can make decisions almost instantly because there's no information loss.
But finding those 1 to 3 people must be impossible. You can't just post a job for a financial tech guru.
Definitely not. The source calls this person a unicorn hire because it's a dual capability in one person.
So 2 sides of the same coin.
Right. On one hand, they have to be a data steward. They need to speak CFO, natively P&L, EBITDA, risk. They get the financial truth.
And on the other hand,
A technology evangelist.
yeah.
A builder.
Mm.
Someone who prototypes constantly.
And this is where the recruiting advice gets pretty savage.
Oh, it does. The source says to actively ignore the usual signals of success on a resume.
Let me guess. Ignore the prestigious MBA.
Ignore the MBA, ignore the Big 4 consulting logos, and definitely ignore legacy ERP certifications. Those are actually red flags for this role.
So what are you looking for?
You're looking for builders, people with evidence. You want to see their GitHub repository, not their PowerPoint portfolio.
We want the person who taught themselves Python over a weekend because they were just fed up with a spreadsheet.
Precisely. There's a filter question the source suggests for the interview that just nails it. You ask them,
Oh, okay.
if I give you a half-formed idea at 9 a.m., do you want a meeting to discuss requirements? Or do you have a working prototype for me by 3 p.m.?
Wow. And if they ask for the meeting?
They're not your wingman. The cultural DNA here is prototype beats PowerPoint. They call it productive failure. You want to fail fast and cheap on a prototype so you learn faster than your competition.
It's a huge shift. You're basically building a small startup right inside the finance office.
And that's the whole point.
Yeah.
This isn't just about being more efficient. It's about building a moat.
A competitive advantage.
A decision-making engine that's completely proprietary, built on your own institutional knowledge. You literally can't buy that from a consultant. No one can copy it.
It does leave us with a pretty provocative thought, though. The source makes a convincing case that a team of 3 can now use AI to do the work that maybe 30 people used to do.
It really makes you wonder, if just 3 people can run the entire technology strategy for a CFO,
Yeah.
what does that signal for the future of every other massive department sitting in corporate headquarters right now?
Something to think about before you approve that next headcount request. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.
See you next time.